I remember sitting in my room with just $100 in my trading account. No mentor, no structure, and absolutely no idea what I was even doing. Me realizing I thought I was able to flip $100 overnight, but obviously, as you guys know, I blew it all. This happened all the time. I took $100 to $1,000 and then blew it all. I even took $100 to $0 and of course blew it all. What I'm getting at is there is something I learned that changed completely everything about how I actually trade. And this is now why I decided to start going live on my YouTube channel, because that's when we took our very first big growth from $4,000 to $40,000 all here on YouTube. And after that, I decided to do it again and it worked. And then we did it again and it worked. But that is all because I have a structured plan from my emotions to my strategies, to my entry models, to my exit models, to my risk tolerance, to my risk compounding strategy. Every single thing you need to know is crucial in growing an account. And that is exactly what I'm gonna be doing in this video. So if you are a complete beginner, have no idea how to trade, from anybody that is more advanced, knows what a candlestick, knows what risk tolerance is, this video is for you regardless of the situation. I'm going to show you exactly what you need from A to Z. It is important that you follow this because you need the broker that can actually make this possible. Not all brokers are good for scalping, but most brokers are, and that's exactly what we're going to start off with. Then I'm going to break everything else down in segments so you guys will know exactly how to make money like it's clockwork. Let's get to it. All right, so here's the very first thing we're going to do. Choose the right broker. Don't start blindly. This is exactly what I mean. When you're trading, your main focus is understanding what broker to choose. We have on the left side, we have 𝐒𝐄𝐀𝐄𝐃. This is something I talk about a lot. The reason why 𝐒𝐄𝐃𝐄𝐃 is going to be one of the brokers to trade is because it has actually low spreads when it comes to trading the pairs that we're going to talk about. And then on the right hand side, we actually have a new broker. For those that's been trading with 𝐒𝐄𝐃𝐓𝑥, if you didn't know, and if you don't know, 𝐒𝐄𝐃𝐓𝑥 is closing its doors to all USA clients. So therefore, we have to move that over. And the other option we have is gatesfx. Now, the difference between the two, if you are familiar with TradeLocker and you really like TradeLocker, you can go with gatesfx. If you like MT5, you are able to use MT5 to a certain extent. And another big thing that they do have is raw spreads. So you're able to trade a lot of these actual pairs that we're going to be talking about in a little bit with gatesfx. Now, either or, if you decide to use 𝐒𝐄𝐃𝐄𝐃, you do get a 200% sign-on bonus when you decide to use 𝐒𝐄𝐃𝐄𝐃. And if you want to use gatesfx using the link, you get a 125% sign-on bonus for either or. So make sure you either use the link for 𝐒𝐄𝐃 and then use the link for gatesfx. Now, as you're seeing right here, this is pretty much the comparison site that you guys are actually able to upload your trades. When you upload up to 5 trades, this system is going to handpick the actual prop firm and also the actual broker that you can trade. If you don't know any prop firm that you want to go with or broker, you're able to implement your trades and it's going to handpick the recommended prop firm for you, so you don't have to spend any money constantly failing. Go ahead and type in forexproprank.com and you also get the sign-on bonuses that we offer from the broker side and also the prop firm side. We're going to focus on 2 pairs only. We're going to look at gold, which I know this is everybody's favorite, and then we're going to focus on US30. I know I said it, gold, you can literally make a lot of money and make it very fast by scaling your account if you do it right. Gold's move clean with volume. US30 respects New York time session, and then also master one setup before chasing 10 charts. This is all we're going to focus on. I talk about this a lot. When you focus on too many different pairs, you start to lose train of thought of what the chart is really trying to tell you. And that leads me to most traders burn out trying to trade every pair instead of learning how to trade one pair. This is always going to be very difficult for a lot of traders. And a lot of traders are going to always say, well, my pair doesn't even do anything. Well, then guess what? You either need to change your pair or you need to just be patient and wait for actual setup. So if you look here, you see that we have a 1 hour wick that was formed off of this actual asset, which is US30. So one thing I talk about when it comes to entry models and how you should be looking at trades is paying attention to the wicks on the 1 hour scale, because these wicks are going to be your pretty much like your liquidity magnet pool of where price is going to head to. So as you see right here, price created a 1 hour wick that formed. So this is clearly telling me that I want to get in the market. Let me go ahead and draw this out. I want to get in the market and I want to tap my TP around here. So now we have an idea of where our take profit should be. And the reason, once again, is because we have a liquidity pool. This is just like a magnet, literally. Think of this like a magnet, right? And basically within this, we want price to come in here. So we have to first think about that TP, as that's going to be our backbone to knowing what our risk to reward should be. So then now if we look right here, you see that then we want to hop into the 2-minute time frame. Then we want to look for a PA candle, which is basically a price action candle. This can be anything from an engulfing. This can be anything from multiple wick rejections, but you just need one of those two. And then from there, you just want to see it do its thing. So as you see right here, we pretty much got an engulfing candle here and we got an engulfing candle here. Now, once this move happens, the next thing is very important. You want to then draw out your risk to reward. And I'm going to show you guys what your risk to reward minimum should be in a little bit. But the goal is to, once that risk to reward is mapped from the entry to the take profit, then you have an idea of, all right, this right here is when I'm actually going to get in a trade because everything is aligning so far. And then as you see, this was the after effect. We had got this trade. I zoomed out. This is the 1 hour scale, but zooming out, we had entered here a beautiful take profit here. This is, I think, like a 1 to 8, almost a 1 to 10. And then we also caught the same exact play literally right here. Lot size strategy: one small before you scale, meaning that you want to start very small and then increase that as trades or the time goes on. We're trading gold and we're trading US30. For now, for newbies and even the ones that's experienced, just because this might be new to you for constantly doing this, start with the 0.1, 0.5 only. And then create rules for scaling lot size. Don't be doing any vibes. Trading because you think this makes sense. 0 wins, meaning if there is no trade, you don't trade. No violations, meaning that you don't violate anything because you have a game plan of, I am only placing trades that exist within my trading plan. And if you have not seen my video of how to create a trading plan, you want to make sure you watch that video and or you get in tune with our Discord community, which is free, and you can see exactly what the solo plan is. And then we will start off with a 0.05 max only. Then once we hit the 500, we scale from 0.05 to 0.10 lots max, only for US oil though. This is only for US oil because we're trading gold and we're trading US30. You don't want to go too crazy. You want to keep it at 0.05 for now. Remember, you won't survive long if your emotions are bigger than your actual accounts. That is so important to know. So now that you guys understand that, I want to show you the actual entries more in details with the Fibonacci scalping method that we talk about a lot in our community. Start on a 1 hour scale and then look for the wick only to the body. So if you see a large wick from here to here, you're drawing out your rectangle, and all you do is just take out your rectangle tool, which should be right up here. And if you don't see it, you can pull it from the side. You come right over here to the just about right under the 5th one, and then you come grab rectangle, and then you're just highlighting the box. The goal is that you always want it to hit 50% equilibrium of this wick. This is a magnet. This is a swimming pool shrimp that sharks want to eat, or anybody at this point. What we're now going to do is head to the 2-minute time frame, and we're just going to wait for our entry. Now, considering that I am doing a little bit of back testing here, this move had kind of already played out. So we're just going to start it off by looking for the most recent engulfing candle, which in my eyes, this is it right here after the play had happened. So we're now going to go ahead and mark this. Now, I have not talked about the stop loss, but this is where you always want to add your stop loss. Your stop loss should either be in 2 positions. For safety reasons, make sure it is, for this instant, the next key level, or essentially the next structural low or the next structural high. If you look right here, you see this was a high, and then also this was a high. So now I'm going to take my stop loss to that previous high, which is here. That is 1 for safety traders. Now, if you're more excessive and aggressive like me, you're just literally putting your stop loss just right where the candle opened, essentially, and a couple pips away from that. So as you see, the opening of this candle was actually here. So my stop loss is here. And then my TP is going to be 50%, within 50% of this. Now, remind you, the market is never perfect. So don't always assume that it has to hit exactly 50% because you're drawing these charts, not the market. So I want you guys to be cautious of that. So when you're trading this and you're trying to do exact measurements, like a whole mathematical equation that you know you cannot miss anything. Don't do that when it comes to trading. You can be off a bit if you want to. I highly suggest you be off a bit because once again, the market could be crazy. Even if you look at my Fibonacci, this is supposed to be the 50% line, this bull mark, but I haven't even set it at 50. It's literally set at 44% just because once again, the market's never perfect. But my goal is I'm taking this trade to here. And obviously, as you see, market tapped and hit that. It came close to our stop loss. And this is what we get if we are an aggressive trader. Sometimes it might hit our stop loss. Sometimes it might come close. Sometimes it might not hit it at all. But for more of my safety traders, you have more of an advantage. But your disadvantage would be the risk to reward. So the goal here when you're trading is to always have your risk to reward set at least 1 to 2. Reason being is because if you do win one trade and that trade goes in your favor, you just pretty much profit twice the size of the account, or essentially twice the size of that profit for that day. And if you play this safe and play this right, that means the next trade, if you take that, that counts as an L. Did you guys know that typically when a trader has a really good system as far as risk tolerance, risk strategy, and a strategy alone doesn't have to be the best. If you can take 1 to 2s or even 1 to 3s, you would be way more profitable long run. And that's what studies show. So you have to be careful when you're actually doing this because long run, you will be profitable if you follow just that 1 to 2 or even 1 to 3 map day. They say 1 to 3 is a higher profitability. Just having a 1 to 3 in your strategy can be as simple as a moving average bouncing back on it, but you will be profitable longevity. Now, if you want extra motion in your actual trades, confidence level, and like entry model, there's a tool that I created for you guys, and it's called the tradingtools.io. This tool is essential for anybody that wants like a prediction of the market, almost like signals, and also wants like accurate news. Here's a couple of things I'm gonna show you. One, it has the Market Lens AI. The Market Lens AI gives you a really good prediction based off of all the news events that had happened. So when you look into Market Watchers, you will see all of the news events. AI even gives you more insights on that. You can read up on that if you want to as well. But the most important thing that it also does is it actually predicts the market structure. So there's something called pattern recognition, which gives you this predicament of how well the market could either form different price action patterns, rather if it's a head and shoulders, double top, inverted head and shoulders, pennants, flags, and all of that stuff. As you see, it's only showing these two right now because that's like the highest probability of what's happening. But besides that, if we were to go to, let's say, gold, and we wanted to get a prediction, let's just say for this week, I can hit generate my prediction. And then when I do that, it gives me a confidence level, which is literally saying negative. So that means this is nowhere near confident at all, as far as it's saying that the market could drop. And this could make sense because this week is war. We have war going on right now, and that's causing a lot of confusion with the market. So this is 100% accurate. Besides that, you also do have this pattern recognition scanner, which gives you more of an in-depth of what pattern should be forming. Like you say, double top, it's telling me that the pattern strength could be 80%, which is good considering that that's what the market is seeing. Also, it gives you price targets saying that if you were to sell it, these are some of the targets you can reach it. It already hit these. So essentially it's going to reset itself soon once it finds that setup. So this is a tool, like I said, you guys can really utilize to help you if you want to enhance your confidence a little bit more until you get to the part where you feel confident enough to take your own trades. And I get it. Sometimes we don't, sometimes we do. It is what it is. Now, hopefully you understand how this is essential for you guys and how you can literally scale your account. So if you're not a part of my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe. But if you do want more in-depth, and even if you want me to help you and coach you on taking $100 to $5,000, that is what we're doing in our one-on-one mentorship. How you will basically apply for that is simply check the link down below. You can join our Discord, or you can even check the link down below with app.tradewithsolo.com. Go ahead and apply, and our team will handpick you. If we found that you're necessary to teach, we will get you there. The goal is, once again, me to give you guys as much value as I can for free. Don't matter. YouTube is where it's at. I got all these free tools you can use. I got hella stuff that you guys can tap into. But your boy is Solo. I appreciate it. Hope to see you guys in my next video. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe.